जय जगन्नाथ। नीलाद्रौ शंख मध्ये शतदल कमले रत्न सिंहासनस्थं सर्वालंकारयुक्तं नवघन रुचिरं संयुक्तं जाग्रतेन भद्राय वामभागे रथचरणयुतं ब्रह्मरुद्रेन्द्र सेव्यम् देवानां सारमेशं सुजन परिवृतं ब्रह्मदारु स्मरामि। परम कारुणिक अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांडर मौडमणि कोटि कोटि ओडियांकर हृदयर आराध्य देवता समग्र विश्व चराचर स्रष्टा आनंद कंद परमानंद सचिदानंद अखिल रसघन विग्रह विश्व वेदनार भेद्य देवाधिदेव श्री श्री जगन्नाथंक चरण कमल रे अकिंचनर कोटि कोटि दंडवत। विश्व मातृत्व दिवस अवसर रे समस्त को हार्दिक अभिनंदन एवं शुभेच्छा जनाऊछि। Today we are going to celebrate our World Mother's Day. सर्व तत्व सर्व दर्शन सर्व परंपरा एवं सर्व संप्रदायर आराध्य देवता प्रभु श्री जगन्नाथंकर पाद पर्व रे प्रणाम करी आज ए कार्यक्रम को आमे आरंभ करबा को जाउछि। Today we are going to celebrate 146th National ODISHA and we are happy to get friends here from different corners of our country, starting from Salima ji from Jammu and Kashmir to Vijayadeka Assam, and Sumita Mandal from West Bengal, and many more friends whom I may not able to express. However, I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of my spiritual guru, Lord Jagannath, and I offer my profound veneration to all the devotees of Lord Jagannath, those who are present over here. Respected Principal Ma'am, Mrs. Manju PATTANAIK, the President of this 146th National Webinar organized by the Rover Ranger Unit of Maharishi College of Natural Law. Esteemed Dr. K.P. Mr. Sir, the Vice President of Odisha State Bharat Scouts and Guides Chief Commissioner and National Vice President. the backbone and inspiration behind uh, the conduct of such a series of national level webinar. Revered Chief Speaker, our beloved ma'am, Professor Dr. ADYASHA Das. I'm really grateful to her for giving us uh, his very busy, out of his very busy schedule. She has given us a time to be with us, and you will be very glad to see also such a great personality with us who is associated with many organizations as a versatile playback singer, as a writer, and as a professor academician. But out of that, she is also finding some time for us on this virtual meet. I welcome you, madam. As all of you know, she is the associate professor of IITTM. That is the most of the important organization, institution, that is an Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management, Bhubaneswar, and it is under the Ministry of Tourism and Government of India, and with several years of experience in academic. Her major publications are in the areas of heritage and cultural tourism, human resource management and tourism, psychology of tourist behavior, cross-cultural studies, and so many and so many. She has published and authored several books and articles and has presented papers at different university and professional training institutions throughout Asia, Europe, and North America, like UET, Italy, Palma, Lishim, Philippines, University, Manila, University, Sri Lanka, Zurich, that is in Switzerland, San Antonio University, Seattle, and several other European and Indian universities. She has addressed the students at Singapore Human Resource Institute and Sunrise Global Chief Academy Singapore and STP Manjok Indonesia, to name a few. Mrs. Das is the Amazon India best-selling author of the Chosati Yogini of Hirapur, from Tantra to Tourism, the Yoginis of Ranipur, Jarial, the Tantric goddesses of Yoro, and the Yogini poems Love and Life. So, congratulate to her. Besides, she has also felicitated by many organizations. Suryadatta National Award for Tourism and Indian Heritage by Suryadatta Group of Institute, Pune, Maharashtra. Chosudi Yogini Sanman by the Chosudi Yogini Festival, Hirapur, for her book on the Yogini culture. Then that is Goethe Institute, that is Network of German Literature House, Cultural Exchange Program, being the writer in Residence Project, that is Cultural Interface with Germany, and many Frankfurt German reading of research and cross-cultural sensitivity, the House of World Culture and Literature, Berlin reading on cross-cultural awareness, showcasing many Indian programs then thereover. So Leipzig Literature Ceremony, reading on literature, tourism, and cultural transmission. Parichay Foundation very recently felicitated her as Women Achiever in the field of education. Sahitya Academy Award, Ministry of Culture, Research and Empowerment and Creativity. That is the Freedom Struggle and Early Women Writings. Then University of Delhi, that is Siram Sampak Nidhi, Delhi School of Economics, and Siram Traveling Fellowship for Research and Tribals of Odisha, and so many and so forth. What I exactly want to tell you, she is such a uh, traditional fellow. I'm very much exalted, uh, and it's my pleasure also to introduce such a great woman of her time. He is a versatile educationist, and a very loving teacher. And I found sometimes to get my that is MPhil, after MPhil, that is orientation program, in IITTM, and she was my teacher also there. So I was very happy at that time because she was so beautiful, so loving teacher and very caring and sincere daughter. What I exactly want to say here, he is a reader, he is an effective and very writer, a very dynamic writer. What I exactly told you, I want to tell that is, a daughter is always feel happy to introduce herself in his childhood by the name of her mother and the daughter of so and so. But time passes away, and the mother becomes very happy when he introduces herself by the name and frame of her daughter. What a pleasant surprise! You will be happy to see listen from me, the legendary writer, the Padma Shri, uh, Dr. Pratibha Rai, who is the mother of such a beautiful girl, Professor ADYASHA. I'm so happy to introduce because I love her poem, I love her books, Bodhi Nirupama, and so many. And being at the time during the 60s and 70s, she was a mother and she was also teaching in the she was in the teaching job, but she was writing all of a sudden, doing all his work inside the house and in the जो बोलते हैं ना सासू ससुराल में रह के भी वो लिखते हैं और वो लिखा इतना सुंदर है और अभी सारे इंडियन फैमिली में सारे उड़ीसा के घर घर में ये बुक बहुत पहचान है बधु निरुपमा द writings of a the writings of a woman, and it is so touchy. It is so touchy. If you'll go through the books, Salima ji and Vijay ma'am, I'll send you one copy in PDF form. You can never imagine such a writer is there and in India and I feel proud that such a lady writer in Odisha who has been awarded by many organizations, like the Academy and um, she has been felicitated by our Rashtrapati ji, Mahamahim Rashtrapati ji as Padma Shri awardee. But I'm happy here to introduce such a brilliant scholar, Mrs. Das, who has taken born from her womb. So congratulate ma'am. I'm really very happy to get Adasha ma'am here. And another जो बोलते हैं ना एक परिचय होता है लड़की लोग का आफ्टर मैरिज. She has married to Mr. Lalit Das, the IPS officer who is posted here in our Odisha administration, and he is also um, very affectionate and very popular police officers in and we never thought that being such a brilliant family and with a very vast administration, but she's very casual. Whenever you will touch her, she will simply answer you, yes, ma'am, I'm here. I'm always for you. That is the voice of a family with such a brilliant and such a brilliant background. Now, I also welcome all the family members of my webinar teams, starting from Sweetie to all Chandan and all members. And I'm also welcome Pratibha ma'am, the District Organizing Commissioner from JHARSUGUDA district, who is also the teacher of Brajaraj Nagar Government Girls High School. So once again, I welcome all of you. I was so happy and I was so excited that I forgot to welcome virtually to our ma'am. So let's welcome Adesha ma'am virtually. many people, they wants to share their flower bouquet to ma'am. So I just wanted to share at least one flower on behalf of the webinar team to ma'am Adasha ma'am. Ma'am,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
please acknowledge. And today, it's a great day for all of us, not only to get Adasha ma'am, but a replica of Pratibha ma'am, that I can say. And I'm really excited. As all of you know, today is Mother's Day, and a mother's arm are more competent than anyone else. So this is our title of today's program. So let's listen from a mother, from a loving daughter, and from a dynamic writer and a playback singer, Professor Das, Professor Adesha Das. So, ma'am, we are having here the chairperson from Puri, that is Lions Club, Mrs. Veena Das, and we are having Harindra Singh from MP, and a very, very beautiful Madam Vijaya Deka from Assam, and Salima
Namaste,
ji
namaste.
from, yes, Veena Madam, thank you very much. So, let us listen from the heart of the core of the heart from Adesha ma'am. How she will celebrate, how she will say the Mother's Day as a mother, as a daughter of a brilliant writer, Pratibha ma'am. And also being a good playback singer also, if time permits, with her loving music, will be also happy to listen at least one song from her, if time permits. So now the floor is with Madam. So prior to that, may I request Dibyanshu Padhi? Are you there, beta? Okay. So when Dibyanshu Padhi is little boy of our webinar team, if he will be there, then we'll ask him to enchant the sloka in between. Now we'll listen to ma'am, Adesha ma'am. So the floor is with you, ma'am. I welcome you once again.
Thank you very much.
Uh,
And at the outset, namaste, namaskar to everyone present here. It's a matter of great pleasure that there are representatives from so many different regions. I have to, of course, thank Namita Madam for having taken the initiative for inviting me. And a mother needs no preparation to speak. I'm sure all of you will understand. So that is why I have come here thinking that this is my family and I will just be sharing some thoughts with all of you because every woman in this forum is a mother and every man is also a mother. Traditionally, we have spoken about the concept of Ardhanarishwar. And I strongly believe that today, in the contemporary modern world where gradually roles are being redefined, I think the gender stereotypes are breaking up. Mothers and fathers are rendering each other's roles equally. So today is actually a Mother's Day, first to all men and then to all women. Because I do not distinguish that only because of our gender we are mothers. Of course, I will go on to say that because of the cultural role that mothers play in societies, how they become closer to the kids. However, I must thank the eminent dignitaries, Principal Madam, all the other eminent dignitaries on the panel for having created an opportunity to speak about a focal center because of which the cultural world, the psychological world runs smoothly. That is none other than the mother. I would like to start out with a small poem about mother. No painter's brush, nor poet's pen, in justice to her fame, has ever reached half high enough to write a mother's name. It's a beautiful line which says that the mother's name is untouchable. It is such a height. Mothers occupy such a great height in our hearts that the painter's brush cannot touch it and a poet's pen cannot touch it. All along today, I've been reading because I think, we must thank the Americans because the World Mother's Day was initiated by the Americans. And, there are a lot of criticisms, of course. A lot of my friends say that why a Mother's Day? Why one day is a Mother's Day? Each day is a Mother's Day. Of course, each day is a Mother's Day. But we are all busy people. We are all totally wrapped up in our personal and professional roles. And sometimes we forget to express our feelings. So that is why I think we must thank Americans for having given us this Mother's Day where we can stop in our tracks, we can stop in our busy schedules, and we can express our love for this person who not only brought us to the world but continues to hold our hand all through. So I would like to, since I think Namita ma'am has praised me so much in the initial introduction. I really don't know whether I can live up to all that, but I would still share that as a part of my research, I came across several surveys where almost 25% of Indian cities consider the mother as the number one hero. The mother is the number one hero. And in this connection, I would like to bring in a little bit of psychology here. Many years ago, that is almost say 60 years ago, a very famous psychologist called Abraham Maslow, he constituted a theory of human needs. And he started with the basic biological needs and he went on to social needs and then finally to the self-actualization need. What is interesting to see is that all through in the satisfaction of all these needs, there is only one person in every family that is heading it, that is the mother. It is, of course, true that today family structures are changing. We do not mostly have a joint family system. More and more nuclear families are coming up. And so mothers and fathers are sharing responsibilities, but mothers are the first teachers. Teachers are the second parents, but parents are the first teachers. And among the parents, culturally, it has been seen the world over that mothers are the ones who provide the satisfaction of all the needs of the children, starting from physical nourishment and safety to love and affection to emotional and even spiritual growth. So in this context, I will just like to, share few personal and professional experiences. Namita ma'am was just mentioning about my mother. So my role as a child and as a professional became easy because I had a role model at home. I learned a lot of things from my mother, and the first thing which the very eminent Abdul Kalam Azad had said, and my mother also told me, is the power of dreams. She, in fact, taught me how to dream. And it is only through dreams that you can add wings to your mind and you will have a desire to realize those dreams as well. So, my mother taught me that we are all wonderfully made. Of course, we are a combination of good and bad, we are a combination of strengths and weaknesses. But irrespective of the weaknesses, we are wonderfully made. And we have been put on this earth for a purpose that is far greater than normal humdrum routine existence. So whenever I think about my mother, I think about this one principle that she had told me, that never forget the ability to dream, not even in hours of grief, not even in sorrow. So that was a personal, lesson I got from my mother, which I carried on to my classrooms. And I saw that through my students, today many of my students have established themselves in the professional world. They are very famous. They are doing well. And when I look at their fame, I also feel that maybe somewhere I was a part of their dream. So mothers teach children the ability to think, the ability to dream. And there is another very interesting thing, celebrating Mother's Day, coming and preparing a speech and giving it. These are special days. But what about the people who do extraordinary things on ordinary days? Have you ever thought about it? Each day, from the beginning of the year till the end of the year, there are some special days like today, and there are a lot of ordinary days. Mothers are the people who do extraordinary things on ordinary days. If you look back in your life, you will remember the celebration of your birthday, cooking a special dish, standing by you when you are falling sick, giving you emotional support. There is one person in this world who will never say that you have failed. Even in your failure, even in your adversity, it is that one person who stands by you. Mothers, of course, are of various sizes, shapes, colors, races, creed, caste. But this ethos is one. Across the barriers of language, across the barriers of geography, the thought of the mother, the love of the mother for the child is the same. Now let me come, because yesterday when I was talking, Namita ma'am said to talk about the contemporary mother. When we are talking about the contemporary scenario, I'm sure all of you have heard about a word called multitasker. Today, we are not teaching students to do only one job. Sometimes what happens is, like, say, for example, I might give you my example. I am a teacher, I love my profession, but I love my passion even more. And what is my passion? It is to sing and to write. So I have wedded these two. I teach and I sing and I also write. So, like that, mothers today are multitaskers. They are, I think you all know that today more than 65% of the corporate world, the professional world, has women at leadership positions. They are no longer in the the middle tier, rather, they are at the top of the organizations. And despite the responsibility that comes with position, despite the power that is bestowed on them, they are also sisters, wives, mothers. They are dealing with their social roles and responsibilities as well. So today we have a multitasking mother, and we have to understand the pressures she is handling. Because let me tell you, most women in India today, or most women across the world, suffer from one particular problem, that is the problem of role overload. Too many roles. To which role will they justify? How much time will they, ascertain to which role? And that is why sometimes there could be a little bit of confusion. However, the fact remains, of course, that today's mothers are multitasking mothers. There is also another concept. I'm sure all of you have heard about that concept. That this is called glass ceiling. Glass ceiling means women are allowed to rise up to a certain position. Beyond that, they cannot. Today, the glass ceiling is breaking in many organizations, and the examples of that are all around us, from the president, the honorable president, to many other women in various fields. These women are at par with men. We are not having gender discrimination in those levels. So, a woman who is the president is also a mother. She is handling the responsibilities of the mother, and she's also leading the nation. Isn't that such a very proud feeling that mothers can not just lead the home, but they can lead the nation? And when I'm talking about this, let me also take you to a little bit towards mythology. And I would like to tell you that there have been some very magnificent mothers from the Indian mythology. We, of course, celebrate the stories of Parvati, Sita, Yashoda, Kunti, and Shakuntala as the most famous mothers. But if you look at the Hindu pantheon, think about the number of goddesses. Each of these goddesses, whether they were a small Gramadevati in a village, or they were an anonymous yoginis, or they were celebrated Saptamatrikas, women have always had a very strong presence in India, not only in mythology, not only in religion, but also in the society, and we see it everywhere. You may ask me that you are telling all positive things. No, atrocities have been there, problems have been there, dowry deaths have been there. And that at each of these junctures, we have been brought to crossroads to question ourselves that where are we going wrong? And how can we address this issue? So anyway, since the forum is not about the issues or the problems, I will not go into that. But let me now go on to some more interesting things. Did you know that one of the most important roles that the mother does is to defend and protect the child? Let me tell you about two neuroscientists. Kinsley and Lambert are very famous neuroscientists of America. They conducted an experiment on female rats, the brain of female rats. And they found that the minute the female rats became pregnant and they became mothers, most of their efforts psychologically were directed towards protecting the child from danger. Interestingly, in human beings also, women's brains undergo a remodeling when they conceive. And almost that continues for the formative years of the child, that is 5 years. So women are more concerned about the safety and security of the child, and this is a biological, construction that happens. Let me also share something more interesting. We are all talking a lot about personality, personality development. Did you know that the personality of a child is shaped by the time he is 5 years old only? The core traits of the personality are shaped by the time the child is 5. Later on, of course, cosmetic changes will happen. The personality is like an onion or a cabbage. There are several layers. The outside layers happen as you grow up, but the inside has already been formed. Now, let me ask you, who is it that is there with the child when the child is around 5 years old? From 0 to 5, from birth to 5, who are the people who are around the child? Mother and father, and mostly the mother, because the mother is taking care, feeding the child. So, who do you think influences the child's personality the most? It is the mother. So, this again goes on to show that mothers have a crucial role to play in not just the personality but the psychological health of the child. Scientists are also beginning to uncover a lot of evidence suggesting that intelligence is inherited both from mothers and fathers, but sometimes also more from mothers. And mothers also are kind of committed to teaching the child and ensuring that the child acquires wisdom. Of course, there are many, let me share what George Washington told once, that all that I am today, I owe it to my mother. My success in life, whether it is moral, intellectual, physical, everything I owe it to my mother. All of you must have heard the name of Stevie Wonder, who is a famous singer. And Stevie Wonder also said that my greatest teacher was my mother. So you can see that there are several examples. Of course, if we draw even from India, there are several examples. Almost everyone, if you ask them, they have learned some lessons from their mother. And the psyche of the child is extremely important, because when we grow up, a lot of our attitudinal problems are linked to our childhood. So that is why the mental health of the mother, the physical health of the mother, these two are the responsibility of the nation. I will not say responsibility of the family, no. It is a responsibility of the state. It's a responsibility of the nation that mothers have to be taken care of. They must be provided appropriate nutrition. They must be provided appropriate environment in which they can bloom and blossom. It is only when the mother blooms and blossoms can there be a scope for the child to also bloom and blossom. Today, of course, the world is changing. We are now living in a world where gender stereotypes are almost done with. You find pilots as women, you find chauffeurs as women, you find women in almost every role. So that itself calls for a celebration that we are not living in a gendered world so much today, and the world is looking better for the girl child, because for a mother, I'm sure there is no boy or a girl, it is only a child. So that is the reason why mothers are interested that their child comes into a world which is better. I will, of course, since now I have to sing, I will, before that, try to summarize my talk by talking about a small story. This story is about life. So in life, what are we doing? If you are thinking that we are only doing serious things, we are doing jobs and we are trying to bring up our children to become great citizens of the world, no. Life is a game. Whether you admit it or not, we are basically playing. And what are we playing? We are playing a game of football. Now, let me tell you, this is not my story. I will definitely not take the credit of a story which was actually, shared by someone. I think I will tell you the name, that is the Ambani, Mukesh Ambani. He shared this story in the convocation of IIM, and he said that this story was initially told by the owner of Coca-Cola, who said that life is a game of balls. We are playing with balls, different kinds of balls. And among these balls, there are rubber balls and there is a glass ball. glass balls and rubber balls. Now let me ask you, what happens to a glass ball when it falls? It breaks. You can bring it and you can paste it and tape it and mend it, but the crack will always be there. But what happens to your rubber ball? The rubber ball will naturally bounce back. So let me now tell you which are the glass balls and which are the rubber balls. Now you must be, of course, thinking, whenever I share this with students, they say, ma'am, there must be one glass ball and the rest must be rubber balls. No, it's just the opposite, and I will tell you what that is. Well, if I tell you about health, family, let me start with family. Family, where you have your mother and father, friends, health, and you yourself. These are your glass balls. The other one is work or profession. That is your rubber ball. So if today you have some problem in career, don't worry. There will be highs and lows. A low will naturally be followed by a high. You don't need to worry too much about it. But family, friends, yourself, your health, if once you lose it and it falls to the ground, there a crack will remain for all times. What are we doing today in life? More and more old age homes are opening up the world over. In the West, old age homes opened up because anyway, children walked out of the homes at a certain age, and women and men who were parents were alone. But in India today, we have a lot of mismanaged old age homes, and parents leave their old parents in these old age homes. So I would request all of you to stop in your tracks and think once. What are we doing with our glass balls? Are we taking care of our glass balls? If we take off our glass balls, you don't need to take any tablet for blood pressure or sugar. You will sleep peacefully at night. So let us pledge on this Mother's Day that we will take care of this very, very delicate glass ball called Mother and all the other delicate glass balls that we have in our life so that we can play with the rubber ball well. Because I strongly believe there is an interconnection between all this. If we are happy in the family front, then there will be a suitable reflection in the professional front as well. Let us celebrate this womanhood. A person who is so multifaceted. A woman does not need to become multifaceted. God has carved the woman like that. You have so many roles naturally in your life that you cannot but help being multifaceted. And I'm extremely proud of the fact that I am an Indian. I belong to the state of Odisha, so rich in cultural heritage. We have so many mythological women to emulate that there is no shortage of role models. I thank all of you for giving me a patient listening. I just wanted to share some ideas. I'm sure all of you know about Mother's Day. And I also would like to tell another very important thing, that mother's definition is a personal definition. I cannot define Mother's Day for you. Your Mother's Day is only your own experience. So, congratulations to all of you for having come together in this forum to strengthen the belief that yes, mothers are extremely important for humankind. Keeping the request of Namita madam, I will sing briefly one Odia, not song, full song. I'll just sing few lines and then followed by a Hindi bhajan, because I think a devotional song will do justice to the concept of mother. But the Odia song is about mother. First, the Odia song. सबुठु भाला सबुठु मीठा दुनिया रे जाराना आकाशरू बड़ सागर सिए तो मोरी माँ सिए तो मोरी माँ सबुठु भाला सबुठु मीठा दुनिया रे जाराना आकाशरू बड़ सागर सिए तो मोरी माँ सिए तो मोरी माँ. This is one of my favorite songs, Odia songs. And let me think about a Hindi song. Okay, this is a bhajan, but I think all of us in Odisha and in India, that we start off anything with a prayer to the Almighty, that the Almighty must bless us so that we go on, in our pursuits of knowledge or love or whatever in a pious and pure manner. So this is a small bhajan for all of you. तुम करुणा के सागर हो प्रभु, मेरी गागर भर दो। तुम करुणा के सागर हो प्रभु, मेरी गागर भर दो। दुखी पाँव है, दूर गाँव है, अब तो कृपा कर, तुम करुणा के सागर हो प्रभु, मेरी गागर भर दो। हरे रामा हरे कृष्णा, कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे रामा, कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण। Thank you very much for giving me a patient hearing, and thanks once again, Namita Madam, for having given me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Vandana Panda ma'am. She is having her own poem. May I request ma'am to recite your poem, please? Vandana ma'am. Yes, Vandana ma'am. Are you able to listen to me? Hello, ma'am. Can you recite your poem? Hello, Vandana ma'am. Madam Tankro, madam has given a very nice poem and she wanted to read out it. I don't know what happened. Anyhow, I had that poem. I can recite it. Ma, ମା ଶବ୍ଦଟି ବଖାଣିବା ପାଇଁ ପାଖରେ ନାହିଁ ସକତି, ଝିଅ ଥିଲି ନିଜେ ମା ହେଲି ପରେ, ଜେଜେ ମାକୁ ମୋର ଗତି। ଅମୃତ ସମ ମା ଶବ୍ଦକୁ ତୁଣ୍ଡ ରଖୁଥାଏ ଧରି, ମାଟିରୁ ଆକାଶ ସେ ଯେ ପରିବ୍ୟାପ୍ତ, ମହିମା ଜାଣନ୍ତି ହରି। 10 ମାସ 10 ଦିନ ଗର୍ଭେ ଧରି କେତେ ଯେ ଭାବ ବାଣ୍ଟିଛି, ମୋ ପାଖୁ ଟିକିଏ ଅନ୍ତର ହୋଇଲେ କେତେ ଯେ ଦୁଃଖ ଭୋଗିଛି। ପିଲା ଦିନେ ଋଷି ଧୂଳିରେ ଗଡ଼ିଲେ ବୁଝାଇ ସୁଝାଇ ଦିଏ, ପଣତରେ ପୋଛି ଝାଡ଼ି ଝୁଡ଼ି ଦେଇ କୋଳରେ କୋଳେଇ ନିଏ। ପଣତ ନୁହେଁ ତ ଶ୍ରୀମନ୍ଦିର ନେତ, କୋଳତା ସରଗ ପୁରୀ, ମା ଥିଲେ ପାଶେ ଲୋଡ଼ା ନାହିଁ କିଛି, ତା ଛାୟା ଅଭୟ ପୁରୀ। ସହିଷ୍ଣୁତା ଗୁଣେ ଧରଣୀର ପରି, ସେ କିଏ ହେବ ତା ସରି, ଆକାଶ ପରି ତା ହୃଦୟ ଉଦାର, ଶରୀର ବୃକ୍ଷଟି ପରି। ଓଠ ତାର ସଦା ମଧୁ ବରସାଏ, ପରସେ ଯେ ଫୁଲ ପରି, ସ୍ରୋତସିନୀ ପରି ଅମୃତ ଝରାଏ, ନିଜେ ବିଷ ପାନ କରି। ନ ଖୋଇ ଖୁଆଏ, ନ ଶୋଇ ଶୁଆଏ, ଆଶିଷର ବାରି ଢାଳେ, ନରକେ ସଢି ସେ ସରଗ ମାଗଇ, ଆମ ମୁକତି ପଥକୁ ଭାଳେ। ବହୁତ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଶ୍ରୀମତୀ ବନ୍ଦନା ପଣ୍ଡା। On behalf of the webinar team, I congratulate you and thanks to you for writing such a wonderful poem. Thank you very much. Now I'll request all my dear friends, if you have any, not only question, if you want to interact with ma'am, you can have some questions and you can just interact. May I request one or two members, starting with Sunita ji from Ranchi. Yes, Sunita ma'am. She is from Ranchi University, research scholar. Yes, Sunita ma'am, if you want, you can. And journalist Sonu Kumar from Bihar. Yes, Sonu Kumar, you can ask also. And Dr. Osama ji, are you there, sir?
हाँ मैम नमस्ते
Okay. Yes, Mohammed, please.
I'm on the way home in train. I was outside.
Okay. So you can interact with others, ma'am, if you like so. Bina ma'am, are you there? Yes. Ajay sir or Mr. Aishman Rautre, the smallest boy in our group. It is very good to listen to ma'am. Yes, I know. Aishman? Yes.
Ma'am.
Unmute your video. Yeah, you can talk to ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Bolo Aishman.
I'm thankful to give us such a
ओडिया कहा କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ ଓଡିଆରେ କହ ଆୟୁଷ୍ମାନ
ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ ଟା ଭଲ କି ଶୁଣି ପାଇଲେନି ମୁଁ ଅଧାରୁ ଜଏନ୍ କରିଥିଲି
ଆଚ୍ଛା ହଉ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲେ ତ ବହୁତ ଭଲ କଥା thank you very much
and we are having friends from West Bengal मंडल दादा आपने কিছু বলতে পারি সুমিতা দিদি okay Sumita Didi and Devasi Dava. Yes, very nice. Yes. Now we are having a friend from Maharashtra, Jaivir Singh. Yes, Dr. Singh.
धन्यवाद मैडम मैडम मैं थोड़ा रास्ते में हूँ कार्यक्रम सुन रहा हूँ और एक्सीलेंट इंफॉर्मेशन एंड प्रोग्राम थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम
okay and Naima ji from Naima, yes, Sonu Bhaiya, do you have any questions or any interaction with ma'am? Yes. बोलिए Sonu Bhaiya. हाँ.
हमारी आवाज जा रही है?
Yes, yes.
पहले तो नमिता दीदी आपका और जो गेस्ट मैम है, मैम का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आज एक खास दिन पर, और माँ का कोई दिन नहीं होता है, माँ का सब दिन होता है, और उस पर आज आपने कार्यक्रम रखा। और हमारे तरफ कुछ नेटवर्क की समस्याएं थी, इस वजह से मैं बाहर निकल गया, मेरे एयरफोन में भी कुछ समस्याएं थी, ब्लूटूथ में मैं ढंग से सुन भी नहीं सका। मगर जयवीर सर, आप और हरेंद्र सर, अच्छा लगता है सब एक जगह होकर, आप एक जगह सबको जोड़ती हैं। और आज मैम आई और ये दिन और भी खास हो गया, क्योंकि मैम जो बात बता रही थी बहुत अच्छा लग रहा था सुनकर। मैम को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। दोनों मातृ की मूर्ति हैं आप दोनों, मैं आप दोनों का चरण वंदन करता हूँ। धन्यवाद और आभार मैम।
Thank you.
Okay. Now, it's time for proposing a vote of thanks. On behalf of the webinar team, I request Pratibha ma'am, our district organizing commissioner from JHARSUGUDA, Miss Pratibha Mahapatra. Yes, please.
Thanks, madam. Madam, सुना जाउची?
Yes. You can unmute your video. Madam. You can unmute your video, ma'am.
After speaking, madam.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
धन्यवाद मैडम। आज पवित्र विश्व मातृ दिवस उपलक्षे मु समस्त को अभिनंदन ज्ञापन करुछि। କହିଲା बेलकू आज मो मनटा भाराक्रांत होची कथारे अच्छी हजारों फूल चाहिए एक माला बनाने के लिए हजारे बूंद चाहिए समुद्र बनाने के लिए पर माँ अकेले ही काफी है बच्चों की जिंदगी को स्वर्ग बनाने के लिए प्रकृतरे से माँ शब्द पछरे रहिची त्याग से माँ पछरे रहिची सहनशीलता और से माँ पछरे रहिची धैर्य आज विश्व मातृका दिवस रे आमर जो मुख्य अतिथि आसीचंती तांको सर्वप्रथमे मु अभिनंदन ज्ञापन करुची से केही नुहंती से होचंती डॉक्टर आद्याशा दास एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर IITTM से जणे सुलेखिका जणे प्लेबैक सिंगर एवं तांकर व्यक्तित्व किछि मुहूर्त भितर आमे जानि पारिले जे व्यक्ति एक किंतु भूमिका अनेक से होचंती अनन्या तांकर से सुमधुर कंठरू जो मां मानक पई से केते शब्द गायन कले सेटा निश्चित भाव रे हृदय स्पर्शी हेची मैडम किछि मुहूर्त पई आपण आसिले किंतु आज विश्व मातृ दिवस रो जो अस्तित्व रहिची आपण कहिले जे प्रत्येक दिन होची मातृ दिवस हाँ प्रत्येक दिन होची मातृ दिवस किंतु आज दिवस पालन करबा पछरे रहिची कारण आमे हमर कार्य व्यस्तता भितरे आमे हमर जो अस्तित्व को भूली जाऊ हमर जो परिचय को भूली जाऊ किंतु आज ये दिवस हमको मने पके दिए जे से माँ पछरे रहिची त्याग से माँ रो पणत कानी तळे जेते बेले आमे रहू सेते बेले आमे निजको सुरक्षित मने करू और निश्चित भाव रे ए दिवस रे आज जेते बेले आपण आसीचंती मते कहिबार किछि सुजोग मिलिछि सेति पई मु निजको धन्य मने करूची सेति पई मु ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ हमर जो रोवर रेंजर्स यूनिट महर्षि कॉलेज नेचुरल लॉ तरफ रु आपण को अशेष हृदय सहित धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करूची मैडम ता सहित धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करिवि हमर कन्वेनर सम्माननीय डॉक्टर नमिता मैडम महोदय को जे कि आज एते सुंदर वेबिनार रो आयोजन करिथिले एटा तांको पई किछि विशेष तांको पई कष्ट नुहे कारण आपण तांकर नंबर जानी जदि देखुथबे ताहले जानी पारुथबे जे 146 नंबर जो रहिछि एटा निश्चित भाबरे गोटे रेकॉर्ड एवं सेटा बड़ कथा नुहे किंतु मैडम आपण वेबिनार माध्यम रे जो समस्त को गोटे परिवार भलिया बांधी की रखिचंती जोथि पई कि आज भारतर कोण कोण जो माने आसुचंती आमे तांकु जानी पारुछु तांकु आमे व्यक्तिगत भावरे तांकर ना रु गोटे स्वतंत्र परिचय पाई पारिछु सेति पई विशेष भावरे आपनकु हृदयर सहित धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करूछि धन्यवाद देवी महर्षि कॉलेज रो अध्यक्षा डॉक्टर नलिनी प्रभा देवी महोदय
मंजू मैडम वर्तमान मंजू पट्टनायक मैडम अछि
सॉरी मैडम मु मझिरे वेबिनार ये कर मंजू मैडम तांकु मध्ये मु धन्यवाद देवी वर्तमान मु धन्यवाद देवी हमर भारत स्काउट गाइड ओडिशा शाखार चीफ कमिश्नर डॉक्टर श्री काली प्रसाद सार महोदय को से होचंती वेबिनार मेरुदंड कारण तांकर आशीर्वाद रे ही ए वेबिनार परिचालित होउची तेनु आपन को विशेष भाव रे धन्यवाद सर धन्यवाद देवी मु हमर विभिन्न भारतर विभिन्न प्रांतरु विभिन्न राज्यरु अंश ग्रहण करितबा हमर जो वयोज्येष्ठ व्यक्तिगण मान्यगण्य व्यक्तिगण जो माने कि एते समय दे कि समाने प्रत्येक वेबिनार रे अंश ग्रहण करंती तांकु मु कृतज्ञता ज्ञापन करिवि मोर मीडिया भाई बंधु जदि अछंती तांकु मु धन्यवाद देवी दिव्यांशु पाढ़ी महोदय को से सब बेले वेबिनार सहित संश्लिष्ट आयुष्मान मोर छोट भाई जे कि प्रथम रु ए वेबिनार सहित संश्लिष्ट अछंती धन्यवाद देवी मु मैडम कर स्वामी सम्मान्य श्री ललित सार महोदय को से आज एठी वेबिनार रे उपस्थित नहांती किंतु मैडम कर जो वक्तव्य निश्चित भाव से शुणुवे तेणु सार आपण को ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ ए वेबिनार टीम तरफ रु आपण को आमे धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करूछु एवं धन्यवाद देवी मु मंडल दादा सुमिता दीदी देवाशीष सर विजया मैडम सलमा मैडम एवं सोनू सर जे कि प्रत्येक मुहूर्त रे से एठी उपस्थित थांती तेणु मु समस्त को धन्यवाद आउ थरे ज्ञापन करिकी मु शेषरे कहिबी जे कथारे अछि निश्चित भाव रे आज ए दिवस सेति पई मु किछि कहिबा पई चाहूची तेणु मु कहिबी जे मेरी आंसू को देख उसकी आंखों भी भर आई। मेरी एक छोटी जीत की खातिर माँ अपने सपनों को छोड़ आई। सही माँ, और क्या कहूँ माँ के बारे, मैं क्या कहूँ माँ के बारे यारो। एक रोटी मांगी थी मैंने और माँ झट से मेरे लिए पकवान बनाकर ले आई। निश्चित भाव रे एटा केही करिबेनी, से होचंती सेई माँ एवं सेई माँ रो कहानी आमे आमर मुख्य अतिथिंकर गीतरु आमे जानी पारिले जे सबुठु भल सबुठु मिठा दुनिया रे जार ना से तो मोरी माँ, से तो मोरी माँ। माँ तुझे सलाम। सबु माँ को मु आज सहृदय सहित मु सलाम करूची, प्रणाम जनाऊची। मोर भूमिष्ठ प्रणाम समस्ते ग्रहण करंतु। एतिकी कही मु मोर धन्यवाद पर्व को एटी समाप्त करूची। जय जगन्नाथ। धन्यवाद मैडम।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। आमे एटी गोटे कथा खाली मन रखिबा, द फोर एस्पेक्ट ऑफ मदर श्री अरविंद जहाँ कहते महाकाली, महालक्ष्मी, महासरस्वती एवं माहेश्वरी। ये जो चारोटी एस्पेक्ट मु अनुरोध करी जगन्नाथ पाखे प्रार्थना करी ए चारोटी जाक जो एस्पेक्ट रही प्रति माँ पाखे ये चारोटी माने केवल रहिले हबनी, तार कार्यक्रम मध्य हबो एवं जहाँ किछि प्रकृति रे आमे बा एनवायरनमेंट जहाँ मैडम कहते आमे से गुड़िक अनुभव करूचे माँ किपरि भाव भल एनवायरनमेंट पाइबो। ए चारोटी जो आमर कर्तव्य रही आमर जो कार्यक्रम आमे ताको जदि मन रखिबा जे आमे जने माँ नुहे, आमे होचु महाकाली, आमे होचे महालक्ष्मी, आमे होचे महासरस्वती एवं आमे होचे माहेश्वरी, ताहले आमे दुनिया रे कोनोसी समस्या को रखी दे परिबानी बा समस्या आम आगे गोटे हडल से थिया ही पारिबनी। तेणु आज कार्यक्रम रे मैडम आम सहित रहिले, आम मान को बहुत सुंदर कथा कहले। तांकर प्रत्येकटी कथा शिक्षणीय एवं प्रत्येकटी कथारु आमको किछि ना किछि शिखिबा को मिलिछि। से लागि आमको मन रखिबा पई ए छोटिया उपहार टे मैडम को पई वर्चुअली आमे प्रदान करूछु। I request ma'am to acknowledge this.
Thank you very much. I will always remember आपनकर एते भल पाइबा, love, affection. Thank you so much.
एवं शेषरे गोटे अनुरोध रहिबो मैडम को पाखे रे, मैडम जेते बेले समय हमको देबे, जो दिन हमको समय देबे, आमे प्रतिभा मैम तांकर अति निजर माँ कि आम समस्त से होचंदी माँ, सारा ओडिशार से होचंदी माँ, जहाँकर लेखनी मुनरे एतेटा परिवर्तन आनीची प्रतिटी माँ पाखे एवं विश्व रे से गोटे नूतन स्थान सृष्टि करछंती। तेणु तांको थारे देखिबा पई सुयोग जदि देबे, आमे एई वेबिनार माध्यम रे तांकोटो दुईपद सुनिया पई आशा रखिबा। एवं आजिर ए कार्यक्रम रे आमे गोटे सर्टिफिकेट प्रदान करि थाउ। मैडम तांकर सो हस्तरे सिग्नेचर देइछंती एवं ए सर्टिफिकेट टी आमे प्रदान करूचे स्वीटी प्रधान, जे कि ए कार्यक्रम रे बहुत हमको सहायता करंती, शेयरिंग थारु आरंभ करी प्रत्येक व्यक्ति को पाखरे पहुंचेबारे। मु अनुरोध करिबी स्वीटी प्लीज एक्नॉलेज योर सर्टिफिकेट।
Thank you, ma'am.
And this certificate will be given in not only in person but virtually by madam. So ADYASHA madam अनुरोध करिबी स्वीटी को सर्टिफिकेट प्रदान करिबा पई।
Congratulations, Switi.
मैडम मु टिके कहि
Thank you, ma'am.
मैडम गीतटा बोली
गीत ओहो मना मैडम
आज्ञा कटि जाइथिली मैडम
अच्छा अच्छा ओके ओके मु आपन को कविता टी सेति पई बाध्य होई कि टिके बोली देली हो आपन को पदरे पदटी बोली दियंतु समस्त टिके सुनी देबे आगे आपन परिचय दे दियंतु उत्साह
माय सेल्फ वंदना पंडा उसारा मल्टीपर्पस गर्ल्स हाई स्कूल रे सर्विस करछि असिस्टेंट टीचर हिसाब रे और भारत स्काउट गाइड रे मध्य रहिछि एचडब्ल्यूई कोर्स करिकरी सबुबले तो स्काउट गाइड रो काम चली सोशल वर्क विभिन्न प्रकार चलछि गोटे कविता लिखिथिली आ मैडम तो सब समय ना कहउचंदी ये कटियली नेटवर्क टिके प्रॉब्लम थिला बोली दउछि आ मा शब्दटी बखाणिबा पई पाखरे नाही सकती झियो थिली निजे मा हेली परे जेजे माकु मोर गति अमृत सम मा शब्द को तुंड रखी थाए धरी माटीरु आकाश सेजे परिव्याप्त महिमा जानती हरि 10 मास 10 दिन गर्भे धरी केते जे भाव बांटिछि मो पाखु टिकिए अंतर होइले केते जे दुख भोगिछि पिला दिने ऋषि धूली रे गडिले बुझाई सुझाई दिए पणतरे पोछि छाड़ी झुड़ी दोई कोलरे कोलेई निए पणत नुहे तो श्रीमंदिर नेत कोलता सरग पुरी मा थिले पासे लोड़ा नाही किछि ताछाय अभय पुरी सहिष्णुता गुणे धरणी परिसे किए हेब तार सरी आकाश परिसे आकाश परिता हृदय उदार शरीरटी वृक्ष परी ओठ तार सदा मधु बरसाए परस जे फूल परी स्रोतस्विनी परी अमृत छराए निजे विषपान करी न खाई खुआए न सोई सुआए आशीषर बारी ढाले नरके सढ़ी से सरग मागई आम मुकति पथ को भाले थैंक्स
thank you very much then children's are safest with their mother then mother केते पर्यंत ता पिला को से फाइट करे ताकू गोटे स्थान दबा पाई ताकू गोटे समय दबा पाई एवं ताकू गोटे पृथ्वी भितरे तार गोटे स्वतंत्र परिचय सृष्टि करिवा पाई से लागि आमे माने समस्ते चेष्टा करिबा आमे माने आम कार्यक्रम जारी रखिबा एवं जहा कि मैडम कहिले डॉक्टर आद्याशा मैडम कहिले मल्टीटास्क वुमेन भावरे आमे काम करिबा एवं ए 365 दिन चिंता करिबा प्रत्येक दिन होची आम पई दिनटिए केबे 365 रु गोटे दिन जे मदर्स डे ता नुहे प्रत्येक दिन आम पई दिनटिए तेणु एई अनुसार आमे काम करिबा पुणी थरे डॉक्टर आद्याशा दास एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर IITTM रो अनुष्ठान रो ईस्टर्न जोन रे बहुत ना कमेछि एई अनुष्ठान मो तांकु पुणी थरे महर्षि महाविद्यालय तरफ रु रोवर इंडियन यूनिट तरफ रु एवं इठी उपस्थित थिबा 146 नेशनल अभियान रो समस्त पार्टिसिपेंट मानक तरफ रु अनेक अनेक धन्यवाद एवं कृतज्ञता ज्ञापन करूची धन्यवाद मैडम
नमस्कार
थैंक यू मैडम थैंक यू सो मच
मैम
यस प्लीज
मैम
any question yes दिव्यांशु okay I'm sorry दिव्यांशु मैडम अनुरोध करिबी मोर सबुठारु छोटिया पुटी तारी गीत रे आमे तार श्लोक रे आमे सारीबा yes दिव्यांशु
मैडम टाइम जानी नथिली सॉरी
दिव्यांशु
मैम आपण जो लिंक टा देथिले तार टाइम जानी नथिली मैडम सॉरी
ओके नो प्रॉब्लम तमे एबे बोली दियो तम ऑन करो तम वीडियो ऑन करो आमे हमको देखिबो एवं तम श्लोकडी तमे बोली दियो तम श्लोक रे आमे सारीबा आजिर काजिरम
ओके मैम
सलीमा जी नाइमा जी नमस्ते ओके दिव्यांशु अनम्यूट करो तुम वीडियो और बोलो सादबा हाँ
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ओम सदाति कालिंदी तट विपिन संगीत करवो मुदाभिरी नारी वदन कमला स्वादमधुवः रमाशम्भ्रुब्रह्मा मरपति गणेशार्चितपदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जे सभ्ये वेणु शिरसि शिखिपीछं कटितटे दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्राः मध्यस्थ सकल सुरसे बाबशरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे महाबोधेस्तीरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन्ताग्रादन्ता सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकल सुरसे बाबशरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ।
Ma'am, happy Mother's Day.
ହଁ, thank you so much.